Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, The Refusal of Work, a creation by David Frayne. The book, The Refusal of Work, 2015, examines the societal structure centered around work and offers a critical perspective. It questions the fairness of relying solely on work as a means to attain income, social acceptance, and a sense of belonging, especially considering the negative effects it can have on individuals such as exhaustion, irritability, and illness caused by working 40 hours per week. Author David Frayne explores the theory and practical examples of defying societal expectations by reducing work hours or even opting out of work entirely. The book incorporates discussions with individuals who have followed this path, as well as references to influential thinkers in this field. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that based at Cardiff University, David Frayne is a lecturer and social researcher who hails from South Wales. He focuses on various areas of study, including consumer culture, the sociology of happiness, alternative education, and radical viewpoints on work. This book marks his debut in the field. With 6 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, this text explores the theory and practice of changing the way we work. It discusses the question of what individuals stand to gain from making these changes and takes a critical look at the topic. This text highlights the societal expectation of centering our lives around work for basic necessities like income and social status. It discusses the negative impacts of high-status jobs and financial insecurity in lower-paying jobs. The text also introduces the idea of resisting the work-centered lifestyle and explores how work can be reorganized to be more equitable and meaningful for everyone. The author mentions predictions about reduced work hours in the future and shares examples of individuals who have made unconventional choices regarding their careers. Key idea number 1. Modern society is heavily focused on work, but this excessive emphasis on work is not beneficial for anyone. The text discusses the impact of work on individuals in modern society. It highlights that while good work can be fulfilling and satisfying, bad work can be soul-crushing and mentally exhausting. The text also emphasizes that access to satisfying work is unequal, with the majority of people stuck in boring and meaningless jobs. Work is seen as a means of distributing wealth, but it is argued that it goes beyond that and is tied to people's identities, status, and access to basic needs like healthcare and retirement. The text points out that this is not how work was viewed in traditional societies, where free time was prioritized over financial accumulation. It mentions that thinkers like Karl Marx and John Maynard Keynes envisioned a future with less work, but the reality today is that high-ranking workers work longer hours, while lower-ranking workers struggle with low pay and insecurity. The text concludes by suggesting the need for a re-evaluation of work. Key idea number 2. In modern times, employees are expected to act as though they find enjoyment in their work, despite historically feeling disconnected from it. Marx argued that work is self-actualizing and has value beyond just a paycheck. However, capitalism has turned work into a necessity for survival and alienated workers from finding fulfillment in their jobs. In today's digital economy, work is performative, with success measured by workplace behavior and conformity to institutional values. Companies try to make work more enjoyable through fun office perks, but workers are still alienated from the work itself. Workers are encouraged to be themselves as long as they are perpetually positive and productive and have no control in the workplace. Key idea number 3. Work has taken over the most important parts of our lives. Work has taken over our lives, with our free time consumed by thoughts of work and the need to unwind from it. Education has become focused on preparing students for future employment, and our communities prioritize money over leisure time. Capitalism encourages us to work more to afford consumer goods, which are advertised as meeting our true human needs. This system prioritizes capitalism over our happiness. Key idea number 4. There is a societal expectation that a job is the only morally acceptable choice, but throughout history, many people have resisted the idea of work. The text explores the historical resistance against the idea that a job is the only moral option and emphasizes the false dichotomy created between workers and non-workers. It highlights instances such as the workers and capitalists' struggle over working hours in the 1860s, the beat movement's celebration of the jobless life in the 1950s, and the feminist questioning of women's liberation through increased work in the 1970s. The text suggests that people continue to challenge the concept of paid labor as a moral necessity. Key idea number 5. People who resist work have a desire to do more rather than less, but they are often judged negatively. The author argues that unemployed people are often misunderstood and judged negatively. He interviewed individuals who chose to work less and found that their decision was based on alternative moral principles, not laziness. These individuals faced breakpoints that made them question their habits and beliefs, leading to a shift in their work-life balance. They found enjoyment and fulfillment in their new lifestyles, but struggled with justifying their choices to others due to societal expectations and stigma. Those who successfully resist work are those who cultivate other sources of motivation and validation. Key idea number 6. The key point of the text is that in order to bring about significant change, it is important to prioritize collective redistribution rather than individual work-life balance. Many people are dissatisfied with their jobs and use personal forms of rebellion to cope. However, meaningful change requires a focus on collective redistribution rather than individual work-life balance. It is up to society to reorganize and redistribute work in order to provide more free time for individuals. This can be done through a reduction in working hours or decoupling work and income with the implementation of a basic income. The issue lies in the belief that paid labor is the only way to access social acceptance, status, and income. In conclusion, the text highlights that our society revolves around paid labor, but many people are unsatisfied with this arrangement. It suggests the need for a different way of distributing work that is more equitable and enjoyable. The text also mentions the book The Economic Singularity by Callum Chase, which explores how artificial intelligence may lead to the need for a new economic system and universal basic income. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.